Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
And here we go.
Welcome back to Heroes at Large, guys. This is the show of nerds for nerds by nerds. Here we go. Today we've got episode 10.
Woo! And you know it's going to be a good episode because of some reason that we have candles and Tic Tacs.
Yes.
All lit up and everything. Set the mood.
Romantic.
Somebody's getting pregnant.
My bet's on knee high.
Oh, man. There you go. Already starting the 10 show, making me cry.
With that being said, let's introduce ourselves.
Evaz.
Knee high.
Badass James Dynamite.
Andrewski.
In today's episode, we are going to give you a little insight on who we are.
Yeah.
If you guys want to know that.
A little bit about us.
Our origin story.
Get to know your heroes.
And by that we mean us, not real
Yeah.
heroes.
I'm definitely not a hero.
we got a couple of questions we're going to go ahead and answer for you guys, just so that way you can kind of get an idea as to who we are, what kind of people we are, villain or hero, that kind of thing. So,
Don't do this.
Drewski, you're up first.
Okay.
Let's start off with just who here do you know? How did you get into the group here?
Badass James Dynamite introduced me to the group, and I was a frequent shopper at Wondercomics for a while, so that's how I met Avaz, and then Nihai's I kind of met him here. So,
Well, how did you meet Dynamite?
through work.
We were working together, yeah.
Like buddies?
What
We became buddies.
Super
kind of
quick.
work? Was it a buddy
Super
work?
quick.
Buddy,
Super
buddy?
buddy work.
Yeah.
Deep
Furniture
delivery.
undercover.
We were part of Friends of the Friendless.
I just lost my partner, and I needed a new one, and they assigned this guy to me. And at first, it was really rocky, and didn't think it was going to work. But then through the
Yeah, no, we became really good friends
trials and
after that.
tribulation,
I taught him the ways, and he adapted. I told him what to do, and he did it.
Kama Sutra.
So then that answers.
Yeah, well, we met at work, and then I would go to the comic book store, and I think the first time I met you was when Rebirth
Yes.
came out.
Yeah.
And then Drewski, when we first started working, he told me he liked Batman, but he knew Batman from the movies.
And the
That
animated
was-
series.
and that- and the
Animated
animated
series.
series, and that was it. So we would ask him a couple questions,
Right.
and I would, he would answer them for him. But then he stumped me one time where he's like, "Do you know what Batman's birthday is? Bruce Wayne's birthday." I'm like, "You know what? I don't know that one."
Right.
And he actually knew it. So, and then,
When is it?
February 22nd.
Nice.
so from then on, it was like Rebirth hit, and I told him if he's going to get into collecting comic books right then and there, it's the best time for him to jump on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, he got me started with collecting, and then now I wanted to branch out and kind of collect a lot of stuff, but my main focus is Batman. I'm a Batman fan.
Yeah, you're
Sorry.
bat nutty.
Yeah, super bat nutty.
You're batty.
I've always got an article of
You're
Batman
bat boy.
clothing on at some point.
He's a bat kid. Nihai,
Yes.
who do you know? How'd you meet?
I met you because I worked at Comic Con comic
You're at the comic book store.
custom
Yeah.
store. And I collect comic books. And then I met these guys on the podcast.
We also met
Oh,
at
at
the store, yeah.
Yeah, we ran into talk a few times in the store.
Yeah, so I guess besides Drewski and Dynamite, most of us just met through Wondercomics at the comic book store.
Yeah, comics.
It wasn't just a place for comics. It
No,
was a
man.
place for friends.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
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 Well, that's why even on the last day that was there, like I actually took the day off and had to go to the last day you were there just because it was like, I met all you guys there. Well, Drew I already knew, but we started talking about comics, and that was a place for me to go and
Be yourself.
Yeah. I had an hour
stories,
lunch.
tell stories,
I remember I had an hour lunch.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
I would go to Wonder Comics and be like, okay, I can only be in there for 20 minutes. 45 minutes later, I'm like, okay, now I'm going to be 30 minutes late from lunch, but it was worth it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Definitely. And it will be again. So let's go ahead and go on to what's your nerd story. So Drewski, how did you become a nerd? What's your story?
Oh, like I said, I'm a huge Batman fan. 90s animated series was kind of how I got started. But when I turned, I think 3 or 4, my parents, they rented a Batman suit from a party place, and my dad asked his friend to wear it because his friend was like 6'2". Nice. And I remember this guy shows up to my party and he goes, "Where's Andrew? Where's Andrew?" And I turned and it was Batman. I'm Batman. Couldn't tell you I was like 3 or 4. It was To me, it was Batman. And he brought me all my presents. He brought me my piñata. He brought me all my candy out of the back of his El Camino. But it was like, it was the greatest moment of my life. I'm like, Batman came to my birthday party.
But did I say where is he? You're like, where is he?
This was a while ago. He had a little had house signs and.
No, he had a little bit of an accent. He's all, "Where's Andrew?"
Oh, that's awesome. That's even better.
It was pretty awesome.
Where's Andrew and his sister?
I remember everybody. I don't have sisters. I remember everybody was asking me, "Well, how come he didn't bring the Batmobile?" My response was like that. I said, "Well, duh, because then all the Rogues villains would have followed him here."
Oh, wow.
Obviously, he's going to use a crappy car to my birthday party because he doesn't want to bring the fight here.
So Batman literally made you a fan.
That's what made me. I was like, "Oh, Batman forever."
I can't even believe that's like an awesome story.
Yeah.
That was great.
That's an incredible story.
See, I don't feel like saying anything after that.
That's it. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
You asked how I got started, so.
Dynamite, go ahead.
For me, it was a supermarket. I wanted a supermarket. This was before comic book stores.
Great story. So, Nihai.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, but
That's it. Go ahead.
No, finish.
No, I went to the grocery store with my mom, and they had the magazine rack, and that's where they would put the comic books. But they had a little standing rack that turned around.
Right. And the comic book would fold over.
Yeah. So I remember I think it was a Green Lantern comic book.
Wow.
That I really wanted. There was something about the cover. You know, they say don't judge a book by its cover. In comic books, you kind of have to.
Yeah. The cover's what grabs you.
Yeah. I got it, and she's like, "Hey, I want to get this book." And she's like, "What's the point? You're not even going to read it." I'm like, "I promise you I'm going to read it." So like, "You're not going to read it." I'm like, "I will read it to you." Mm-hmm. So then we got home. I read it, practiced it through, and then and then I read it to my mom, and she could care less of what it is. She wasn't even paying attention, but I was reading it, and there was a dreaded to be continued. At the back of the page.
Knife in your heart.
And then I had to get the next one. Obviously, at the grocery stores, you cannot find part 1, part 2. So I was scattered about. I couldn't even tell you what Green Lantern book it was. Wow. Or if it was. I'm 100% sure it was a Green Lantern book. Yeah, but I could never find that part 2. The continuation.
I'm sure it was really old.
Yeah. So, because, like I said, back then, that's really the only place you could get your comic books.
Yeah.
Was at grocery stores in the little newsstands.
Or a newsstand. It was way before that.
Yeah.
Newsstands. That was back when they had newsstands. Yeah, I remember that.
So, and then from then on, I just got hooked, and then I found the first comic book store in East LA where I grew up in, and it was called Frank's Castle.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. It was the name of the comic book store, and then, I bought books there, and then they shut down because for some reason, unless you're like Mile High Comics, for color, you have a hard time with comic books because people are going digital now. So, but back then, it opened up, closed up, and I just had to get my books, and that was during the time at this point where it was like the death of Superman. So
nice.
That's where I got hooked on comic books.
Nihai?
Well, I started with action figures. That got me into comics, but I started watching the old 70s like Batman cartoon with just the Joker in them with the little Batmite. Mm-hmm. And from there, we started getting more cartoons like the Super Friends and all that. Yeah. And I remember what really got me more into it when I first hauled my first Batmobile, my Super Friend Batmobile. That had the little power gadgets and all that. And from there, I just became a big fan of that. Pretty much the DC universe. I just was a big fan. And when I was younger, we didn't have a lot of money, so I would always see my neighbors getting all these toys, and I would play with my neighbors' toys. We had like a gate, and we would be playing. Mm-hmm. So I guess when I got older, I still wanted all that stuff. So little by little, I got older, and I started buying my own toys. Mm-hmm. And from that, it just started buying my own collection, and started building my own collection that I always wanted. And then I got into comic books again. And I think I used to always buy like Batman comic books, just random ones, just because I'm a big Batman fan, and Spider-Man. So I would just buy random comic books. I didn't know what to buy. I just read and just...
Yeah, whatever you get your hands on, whatever you find, But, whichever one stood out.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, Batman pretty much was my life because, back then, Adam West, the TV show, that was like your first Batman that we ever seen. In other words, before there were other, super, people that played Batman, but that was in my generation was when Adam West. And then the second thing, when you watch Christopher Reeve playing Superman, that was like, oh man, you got Superman and you got Batman. So yeah, So.
What about you, Avis?
Mine was it was actually my grandparents that kind of brought me into the comic book world. I can't even remember what age I was, maybe 7 or 8 or something like that. And I remember going over to my grandparents' house once, and I think they were like babysitting me or something. And my grandma pulled out a stack of comic books.
Yeah, this will shut them up.
Yeah, basically, right? Yeah. But she was really, I love my grandma, and she was always really nice. She did it, a lot for me. And she was the one that basically gave me my first comic book. And I remember it was a Spider-Man comic book. And a lot of pictures and everything, and a lot of action. And I remember flipping through it, just going like, wow, this is really cool. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't much on reading, then. I was probably like, first or second grade or whatever it was. But as I was going through all these comics and I'm looking at the pictures, with Marvel, they've got a lot of large words, large vocabulary. And as I'm flipping through these books, I'm like, okay, I want to learn more about exactly what's going on. So I pretty much kind of forced myself to learn these words just so I could know more about exactly what was going on in the book.
What does snick mean?
What
is thwip?
From there, I actually asked my mom to get me a dictionary just so that way I could look these words up, so I could understand what's going on in my comic books.
A lot of geniuses in the Marvel universe,
dude. And I remember too, around the same time, my grandfather used to watch a lot of black and white TV shows. He used to watch Bonanza and all that kind of stuff. But one of the shows that he used to watch all the time was The Adventures of Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Black and white.
Yeah.
With George Reeves.
Yeah. So, it was just like bam, bam, bam. I was just getting hit with this stuff all over the place. It was just like, it opened up. My grandparents literally opened this world up to me. And I've just been a huge fan ever since. I remember I couldn't get enough. Anything I could possibly get my hands on, any TV show, movie, book, whatever, I didn't care. So, and I did anything I could. I'd mow lawns to make money to, buy the toys. And I even remember sending in the mail for a utility belt.
Oh, yeah.
A Batman utility belt. Wow, and I remember when I got that thing, I broke it within a couple hours. I went outside and I was trying to scale that wall. But it was awesome, man. I've been into this stuff ever since. And considering the fact that it helped me to increase my vocabulary and get really good in English, I always recommend it to a lot of other parents. It's a great way to get kids to learn to read.
And that's the good thing, that you have a daughter and she wants to read a comic book. Don't tell her no just because it's not for boys. It just opens door for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, most definitely.
Especially movies now like Wonder Woman and even some of the characters in Black Panther.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot. They are more embracing the female side of things, which is good. Mm-hmm. So next question. Should we go? Let's go to favorite person you want to meet. You got one, Drisky?
Oh man.
Yes or no?
If they gotta be living, then no. I don't care about anybody today. I'm sorry.
Somebody
Somebody
that's dead already?
I'd like to meet Abraham Lincoln. I feel like Abraham Lincoln was awesome. I really like to meet him.
You like the movie?
No, not just that. But a lot of times
he wants to try the hat on.
No, because everything I've read about Abraham Lincoln was super positive. And one thing that scares me is that history is written by the people in charge. So I always wonder, was he really the kind of person that everybody? Yeah. So I'm like, I'd like to talk to him.
Really happened?
Yeah, I'd like to really talk to him.
Or was he a jerk?
Or the devil? I wouldn't mind meeting Lucifer.
It's a good show.
Have a nice talk with him. Not that devil.
Tell him I'm ready to make a deal.
He has a British accent. I'd prefer him to have like a Scottish accent. I feel like he'd be more fun. But
what if it's like Futurama's robot devil?
No, it's got to be the actual devil.
Devil.
Mm-hmm.
He wants realism.
That's super realism. If he approached me as a serpent, even better.
Yeah, that's something new that I'm not sure I really wanted to know about. But let's go to Dynamite.
Have an apple. Pomegranate.
What was the question?
Who do you want to meet?
Who, if you were able to meet one person in the world living today, who would that be?
Well, I got the chance. Stan Lee. That would probably be my go-to right now that I could think off the top of my head, because one of the things we all have to realize is we're all on borrowed time. Yeah. You know, so again, speedy recovery. But I would love to just pick his brain as far as like how did the ideas just come to him, as far as, and what was Jack Kirby really like.
Right.
I know they collaborated a lot and all that good stuff, and even one of our other shows that we talked about is kind of like the whole Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Like, did you know about that? Or, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the stuff that, because he's
got a lot of history in comics.
Yeah, he's old school where he knows
the stories,
and I also want to know what he thinks of what's going on now, as far as with the way books are going for Marvel.
The changes that they,
especially on some of his characters. How do you feel that they give more organic web? He took the organic web away. All that good stuff.
Yeah. Or females and
exactly.
That'd be a great.
Did you only need one issue to cover you for the Playgirl magazine, or do you need two?
How much editing was involved?
Like, how cold was it in that room?
Oh man.
Knee-high. Who's your favorite? Who would you like to meet?
I wish I would have met Adam West. My Batman. My Batman that I grew up with. That would be my person that I wanted to meet or talk to him and just idolize that I met Batman. Because that's been always Batman. I mean, nowadays people are like, oh, that's the Batman they make fun of. But in my time, that was my Batman. Mm-hmm. That was a Batman I couldn't wait watching TV, and I will copy his moves.
No kidding.
We all will go pow, bang, and we're fighting because of
that was kind of an unexpected.
And even even the characters that came out in that time, they were great. All the villains were great. I mean, now I think they're kind of cheesy, but they were still great villains.
It's great nostalgia.
Yeah.
Egghead all day.
It's and it's really kind of funny considering how deep into the comic book world that I've gotten myself into. I've had the opportunity to meet Stan Lee a couple of times. I've actually had an opportunity to meet Adam West before he passed.
Oh, wow.
At conventions that I've been at. You can call me, stupid, I guess, if you'd like. But to me, it's, if I were to meet one of these famous people, I'd want it to be more on a personal level instead of waiting in line for 2 minutes.
I would love to sit down and have a beer with them or something.
Yeah. I'd want to be able to have a chance to actually talk to them one-on-one, person to person. Not like I just hound them or anything like that. But I'd like to be able to just really get to know them and see what kind of a person they really are. Because there are a lot of celebrities out there that some of them are just, they're just faking it. Let's be honest.
Because
who would you like to meet then?
My biggest celebrity that I really want to meet, and then I was actually really choked up about when I heard about the heart attack that he had, is Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith has been kind of an idol of mine for a long time, and he was the reason why I wanted to open up a comic book store too. He sold his entire collection just to get his movies made. And to see where he is now, the people that he's met, the things that he's done, coming from somebody like us where you don't have anything, he went out and he did it, and he did it his way. And
I know for all of us that have a collection, whether it be comic book, whether it be action figures or anything like that, for you to say, I'm going to sell every piece of my collection to finance something that I'm not sure is going to really pay off.
It's a real hard decision. It's tough.
It's tough. Yeah. So I could just imagine. So that's one of the, I think I hit him up on Twitter and he never got back to me. I'm like,
you get
this month before.
You get 1,000 messages a day.
Yeah, but there are times you
of course you wish. You
wish.
Hope.
That's why
you cross that fingers that you get that one
time. And I think I said it to you guys. Jim Lee replied to me on Instagram.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I was like, hey, because he was saying that his daughter was selling Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, right.
I'm like, what's your favorite Girl Scout? And like, he put my name like I'm happy with this. Yeah. I'm good with this.
Frame it.
I'm good.
That's funny too, because I got a story of that too, where I think it was like one of the first conventions that I went to when I first started the Wondercomics business, and I was taking pictures of different cosplayers, and there was this great cosplayer. I think it's Spidey Fit. I think that's the way he goes by, and he had a great Spider-Man outfit, and it was roughly around Spider-Man 2 that it just came out. And so I took a picture of him, and the girl that was with him, she was dressed up as Black Cat. Great cosplays. And I posted it on my Instagram. Sure enough, Tobey Maguire liked the pic.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this was back before you could actually, because you know how nowadays with a celebrity, you have like a check mark, so you know this person is verified, this is who they say they are. So this was way before that. So when I first saw it, was something like Mr. Maguire or the real Maguire or something like that. And I was like, is this Tobey Maguire? So I literally stalked that page, but it was private, and I was like, man. So I asked him to be a friend. And I was like, what's it gonna hurt, right? He doesn't friend me. Well, he did. He accepted my friend request, pulled up all those pictures, and sure enough, it was him. Yeah, awesome. All his personal pics, him and Leo and all this other stuff. And I was like, it's just Tobey Maguire. He actually liked my picture. Oh my god.
Could you make that noise again?
Yeah, do it again.
No.
Actually edit that one out.
Yeah.
That was a little high pitch for me.
Leave it in there.
There's dogs barking in the distance. Not me.
Okay, so we're going to do the last one. Last question is going to be, name your top 5 favorite movies. Drewski.
Oh, man.
It could be like your top 5 favorite, or
top
maybe
movies
even...
you have to tell somebody you're going to watch before they die.
Yeah,
like, you have to watch this.
That's tough too, though.
This is Spinal Tap.
SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
You guys got 2 out of my 5. Can you want to keep going? Oh man,
the Sisterhood of the Trailer.
They're like, there's 3. Mamma Mia.
Oh man,
who's gonna get the last one?
Wow, that's a hard question.
Do you want me to go before?
That's a hard question. Yeah, you go ahead because I have tons of movies.
Tons. You could ask me this question a week from now or 2 weeks, and the answers are going to change.
Yeah.
But right now, I would say The Sandlot.
Killing me,
one you got to watch. Labyrinth.
Yeah.
With
David Bowie.
David Bowie.
How dare you?
The original Batman with Michael Keaton.
Okay.
There's got to be another one. Back to the Future trilogy.
But you only have to say one.
You have to choose one.
And the first one.
Okay.
Because that's what sets the tone.
Right.
And Star Wars, New Hope, episode 4, I guess it is now.
Interesting.
Is that 4 or 5?
That's
5.
So he's a Star Wars fan.
Oh, and a bonus one, Big Fish.
Big Fish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That was like way out of left field.
And Big Fish is a real good movie.
Go ahead, Nihai.
I have Karate Kid, the first one.
Okay.
I have.
It's gonna be a bunch of 80s stuff.
Yeah, you know what it is, dude.
Go ahead. Whatever movies tell me you think people should watch.
80s movies to me are still classic to this day. I still watch them.
Mm-hmm.
They're just action-packed movies or funny movies. Oh, I got Karate Kid. I had it in my head and I just.
You want me to get back to you?
Yeah, I get back to you. Let me write this down.
Okay.
See, it's harder than you think, but if you love movies, you'll pick 5 that you think right off the top of your head.
Right. So get ready. My first big movie is gonna be Die Hard. Die Hard is I could watch Die Hard all day, every day, forever. My next big one will probably be Back to the Future, first one, original. Then I go maybe Princess Bride.
Inconceivable.
That movie, great movie. Let's see, what else would we go with? This is where it starts to get difficult. I want to say The Dark Knight.
Evening.
Okay. With Heath Ledger. That was probably the best. I think best.
That's one of the ones I was
movie,
gonna say, but I didn't want to say.
That was a movie.
Batman, so.
That was a movie to me that just like blew me away. I could go on. Superman, Christopher Reeve, great movie. Transformers, animated movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Back in the 80s. No?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great movie. Actually, and a couple other awful ones. Man in the Iron Mask. I love that movie.
Will Leonardo DiCaprio one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Counting Monte Cristo. That's my other one. Yeah, that was a really good movie. And I like the movie. I know it's a little bit different from the book, but I like the movie. Yeah. That was done really, really well. But those are like, I know that's more than 5, but that's just like off the top of my head.
Mine is, okay, now, mine is Karate Kid, Gremlins, Rocky 4.
Wow, okay.
Rocky 4?
Lethal Weapon 4. With the Russian, right?
I Must Break You.
I Must Break You. Lethal Weapon, the first 3. One.
Oh, 3 is Mr. T.
Yeah, 3 is Mr. T.
Call yourself a fan. You ain't a fan.
I've seen him years ago.
I've heard of him.
and I have to go with
That's the Italian guy.
First Blood, Rambo, First Blood.
The first one.
Well, the First Blood was the first.
Yeah, that's the title.
Those are my 5 picks. And they're 80s movies, and you still watch them to this day. They're amazing.
No, that's true. I mean, the First Blood movie is like totally different, really, from Rambo: First Blood Part 2. Because that was just an action movie.
Well, the first one was based on a book.
Yeah, the first one was
where I think where Rambo was supposed to die at the end of it.
Yeah. When he was surrounded by everybody.
Yeah, the general shot him. But pretty much it was like a mercy kill. Well, that was the book, but then the audience didn't like it, so they changed it.
Changed it up.
Franchise.
Yeah.
What do you, Drew? Do you get any?
I got a few. I don't know if I have 5. Ace Ventura.
Wow, that's a good one.
I love Ace Ventura.
Then.
I'll watch that one all day. All day, every day. I love it.
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
I love Young Frankenstein.
Should have threw Spaceballs in there.
No, he said Star Wars. I was gonna say Spaceballs. But
you can do whatever you want. These are movies.
No, I know. But if I liked Young Frankenstein more than Spaceballs.
I did like
Spaceballs, but Young Frankenstein to me is just a classic.
Yeah, Young Frankenstein's got just a bunch of one-liners, blazing stuff. Dude, Mel Brooks all over.
Yeah, exactly. You can't go wrong with the Mel Brooks. Say Ace Ventura, Young Frankenstein, Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Oh yeah,
I love Terminator 2. I love that movie.
Classic.
It's long, but I will watch it over and over and over again. It's such a great movie. I watched it with my son, and it was awesome to watch. I got to look at him, and he was like 7 watching it. And I'm like, right, every scene, scene, the whole movie.
And he was looking at you like, Dad.
No, he loved it. Of course, he loved it.
He was terrified.
He said he loved it.
What a great movie.
May the Schwartz be with you.
No, if I had to choose a Batman movie, I was going to say The Dark Knight also. Just because.
Classic.
Yeah, I was blown away by both Batman and the Joker in that movie. It was such a huge cat and mouse game.
To me, it was not only just Heath Ledger did a great job with the Joker, but then the story grabbed me because, I mean, at the part where the Joker finally gets caught and he gets taken to the police department and then he escapes, and I'm like, I thought this movie was over.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
He sticks his head out the window in the cop car.
That just blew me away because I was like, this movie, he planned it. Oh my god!
He's like calm, like nothing's happening. You know,
you got one.
Goodfellas.
As far back as I can remember.
Oh, Goodfellas.
We love Gangster.
Like Scarface?
Over Scarface. I choose Goodfellas over Scarface. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of movies.
Just that opening, as far back as I can remember.
Yeah,
I always
so many movies out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You ask this question to people a week away from now, it'll be totally different.
You just remember,
or you just remember like other people and be like, oh wait, I gotta change it. Oh wait, this other one. But there's so many movies that you guys are always gonna wind up changing your answers.
How about Heat from Al Pacino and
I like Heat. That was a really good movie.
It was okay.
Well, when I saw Heat, I saw it in the theater, and it was like during the week. So me and my buddy were there, practically nobody else in the theater, and there's scene in the drive-in theater when they're getting shot out from behind. I guess it was about the time when they actually brought in surround sound into the theater because we heard the gunshots from behind us. We freaked out. And me and him looked at each other like, was that the movie or is there somebody shooting us?
Yeah. I remember when I watched Lethal Weapon, the first one, and I seen it with my grandma and my sister. We sneaked in to watch this movie because we didn't want to watch the other one.
Your grandmother was not a good influence on you.
You know what is funny? Because my grandma talked about that movie because it was so epic. Because Lethal Weapon, the first one, if you know, it's epic. It's one of the movies that you wouldn't even think at that time was the first time.
It's a darker movie too.
It's like
compared to the other ones.
Well, Mel Gibson I think he was pretty, like he was a star, but he wasn't like big. I think Lethal Weapon blew him up.
Yeah, he was just starting out.
Yeah.
Because he did Mad Max.
Yeah, he was only famous for Mad Max.
But this one, just like, he went to a whole different level, like psychotic, the way he played it. You know?
I liked his mullet.
Yeah, oh man.
He's had one of the sweetest mullets out there.
And that, because that movie, I like that song, Jingle Bell. Because the beginning of the movie.
Because it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Forgot all about that.
See? You gotta go back and watch it.
Yeah. I'll watch a TV show. No, that did not make on the TV show just as good as the one that's on screen.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's different because it's different actors.
Yeah.
But they do really well with the show. Yeah. It was really good.
Makes you want to try Murtaugh's ribs. That's pretty much us.
That's a little shot of who we are.
Real quick, before, just out of curiosity, is there any comic book series, or not series, but story that you would recommend people to read?
Or if you guys have 5 favorite movies, put them here and give us your 5 favorite movies.
Actually, yeah, that's a great point, Nihai. If any guys want to tell us some of your favorite movies are,
things we have to watch.
Why don't you have them ask us questions that they want to know about us?
Well, guys,
But yeah, let us know. Let us know your top 5 movies that you guys would recommend and you guys think we should watch. Hopefully, there's something on the list we haven't watched yet, and
or you could watch some of the movies that we're telling you guys right now.
Yeah,
let us know what you think.
Did you guys ever watch Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Yeah, another good movie.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like for me, it's kind of like I heard it, I didn't want to watch it, and then to the point where now I had bought the Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's good
because it was such a good movie. You have
Robert Downey Jr. Right?
Robert, so Iron Man and Batman.
That was kind of his comeback movie.
Yeah, it
One of them.
was.
Yeah, because that came out, I think, right after that movie came out. That was what
got him Iron Man.
Well, yeah, that's what they used to get him for the studio to okay him as Iron Man.
Yeah, so definitely get that chance to watch Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's a good one. You have to watch it, bro.
Bang Bang.
Okay.
But yeah, that's if you have any questions for us, let us know. If there's any storylines you think in comic books that we should check out and read, let us know that as well. I know I like Hush is one of my favorites.
Hush is a good one, and what is it? Bullet?
The original Civil War.
And I can't remember
Speeding
Bullets.
Yeah. You have anything you any comic book people should read?
Batman Year One.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
I like Batman Year One.
Well, I think we're done with this show.
Yeah, we're done for today, and we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully, you guys got some information, something useful. No, not really.
Yeah, we'll see what.
It's just a fun right now.
They don't care about us. They're gonna skip this one.
Yeah,
what about
so
us?
get the least views.
We don't care about these guys.
Now,
Who these guys?
if there's any news that comes out, and leave it in the comment, we'll research it. If there's anything coming out, if you guys hear any rumors or anything like that, let us know.
And with that, we're out of here.
Peace.
Thanks,
Later.
guys.